from east to west. Heroes are sent, seeking glory in the greatest of events. There are knights on noble steeds, those who will bring them to their knees. There are monsters to test their mettle at every turn. Legends will rise based on their merits. There's even pirates riding parrots. It's the grand tournament.
All right, welcome back everyone to SLTV StarSeries Hearthstone Season 1 tournament. We've casted 2 matches today. There are 3 more to go, believe it or not. We've got all the players that played today will be playing again. So the way this is going to work, of course, for those of you who were not around, is there's going to be the winner's match, the loser's match, and then whoever ended up losing in that specific match are going to be facing off against each other, and then we'll have the final roster who's going to be moving on to Phase 2. So all players will have to win multiple matches, basically. So yeah, it's been pretty intense so far, right?
Yeah, it sure has. Now we're gonna get the losers match here first. It's gonna be Zale going up against Cipher. Both of these players have to. Well, only one of them can, but if they want to progress in the tournament, they have to win 2 matches in a row now.
Yeah. It's going to be really difficult, I think, for starting that far behind in a group stage is always difficult. Losing the first match, if there's so few people, right? Like, it's not a very long, drawn-out round robin. You've got 1 day to move on. At least you're set at the end of it, but it's a pretty grueling process when you're playing from behind. So at least they still have a chance, but it's going to be pretty difficult. Lostov played pretty well, I think, in his matches against Lifecoach. Very well, in fact, for a player that we don't know much about, right? He hasn't really made a huge splash on the Western scene. We haven't heard much about him. But he's definitely proven to be one of the more, I almost want to say advanced players, like thinking-wise, from the plays that he made.
Oh, right. It's going to be... Oh, I think I called it wrong who's playing. So it's going to be Lostov going up against LA, right?
Yeah, and then Cipher versus Lifecoach, and then we'll have Lostov versus LA afterwards. So. No, it is in fact going to be Lifecoach versus Cipher, of course.
So Lifecoach versus Cipher, right?
Right. Double Warlock for Lifecoach. Oh man.
Oh man, he's banned for that.
All right, just to change of class.
And handlock.
So it looks like we're looking at is the same exact lineup that we saw earlier.
Yep.
Warrior and Warlock, very popular picks for players today.
Yeah, Cipher bringing the Hunter. Hunter has, like, it used to be like the #1 pick, and I believe I know a lot of the statistics before TGD. It was well, at least one of the most played, if not the most played, after Warrior in tournaments, and also one of the highest win rates. I believe we just saw like it was posted some win rates from ATLC, and Hunter was on top with like 60%. Took a little bit of a hit. Not that many new tools in the expansion. There's some new cards that could be played like Lock and Load, but that card hasn't really made its way to competitive games just yet. I think there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of fine-tuning for Lock and Load to be played.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that if you put it in your deck, suddenly you have to play the deck completely differently. And as a result of that, that might make people a little less... I mean, there's less incentive to try out that card in a competitive format until you've gotten a lot of practice with, practice partners or teammates. So we'll have to wait a little longer at least to see Lock and Load. And if players are always busy participating in events, then it doesn't give them much time to innovate in the spare time, right? Which is why you see so many of these decks oftentimes, the newer decks come from outside the established scene. You have a lot of tournaments going on, a lot of players competing, and they're going to stick to what they know. And then sometimes out of nowhere, you have someone who was on the cusp of being a highly competitive player just bring up a new archetype and make his way in that competitive scene by innovating.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a while for Lock and Load to be at that level, and personally I haven't figured it out yet if it's even possible to make a competitive deck based on Lock and Load. But I wouldn't be too shocked if, let's say 2 months from now there will be a Reddit post like rank 1 legend in a Lock and Load
Hunter, yeah. But there's also the surprise factor, right? Like a lot of the time when you pull that card out at the high ranks of legend, nobody expects it, and they will lose to it at least once. So you can sometimes just piggyback on the surprise factor to rank 1, but then you try it out again when people know what the gimmick is, and suddenly it doesn't work as well. So
yeah, like do you put some traps to go with it which are not that usual, like that type of thing? It can provide a lot of value from the surprise factor and whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Paladin Secrets. You don't want to
Yeah.
play them unless you've got Mysterious Challenger, and you don't want to play Lock and Load unless you've got Hunter's Marks and Arcane Shots and Trackings. But then you dilute your core deck with many more spells, so you really have to find a good balance there to justify it.
Yeah. There's our Russian casters. That's us. Yeah.
You look like Brother Man Bill.
Yeah.
Kokona. That's pretty sweet.
Kokona.
Oh god, no, that looks pretty cool. So, do
Yeah.
you think any of the lineups have an edge based on what we saw from Cipher and Lifecoach's decks? Because we know the Hunters, it has one of the highest win rates overall. Lifecoach used to play that class all the time, a long time ago, but he seems to favor other decks now. But considering how strong Hunter is, do you think maybe it's a mistake to not bring it in a best of 5 format?
I don't know. Like, would I be playing Hunter right now? I'm not sure. It definitely doesn't seem as strong as it used to be. And how much handlock and how much warlock is there gonna be? Warlock and Hunter were the classes who got less new awesome tools in the new
Right.
expansion. I think it's mostly because of the power level of the hero powers, because those classes most people think that those classes are the ones with the most powerful hero power. So if they got a very strong class cards, for example, like they would get even stronger. So by default, the classes with stronger hero powers get less powerful class cards.
Yeah, as a general rule of thumb, I think you have to account for that hero power when you're balancing. So, hey, it's kind of interesting because whenever I think about Hunter and the fact that they were designed as a control class, it makes me giggle a bit because they were giving multi-shot and
Yeah,
explosive shot to control the board, and they were given that hero power to guarantee an eventual lethal by controlling
yeah,
you for 15 turns. But instead, they said, you know what, screw this control thing, let's just push face. And it's worked out pretty nicely so far for them. And
yeah.
they have some of the crazier tools to curve well, which is why I think it's hard to not bring. Like Hunter is curving well at every mana cost, basically. There's not
It's
a single
true.
mana slot where they don't have one of the best cards in the game there.
Yeah, and so just the hero power. Like you always have your
Right.
opponent on a clock in a way, unless you're playing up against a warrior or priest. But those are the only two classes that don't really eventually die to the hero power, so to say.
Yeah. So you've got, let's say you have like in any competitive environment though, Priest right now is not making a huge splash. Maybe we'll see eventually Dragon Priest making its way into the metagame once it gets refined. But it's a deck that I was super excited about conceptually, and then when I saw it in practice, it's kind of boring to play because unlike like Dragon Mage, right? Like that is super cool to play when you play effigies and
Mm.
it ends up working out. You play duplicates with Belchers and Healbot, let's say, and you get great value. However, when you play Priest, you're really just
Yeah,
dropping a 2-drop, dropping a 3-drop, dropping a 4-drop. Like you're really doing nothing for the most part.
I don't.
Kind of weird.
I agree with you on that. I actually think that Dragon Priest is not interesting at all to play. It's
Yeah,
so boring. It is efficient. I think the deck is really good.
yeah,
Like especially with those new dragons that got introduced, the 2 mana and the 4 mana taunt dragon. Like those are the tools that it needs to curve in the late game. But I want to see like something like Confused Priest or something like that. I want to play that stuff. That seems fun.
Well, I mean,
Not the dragons. It's
there's an
boring.
archetype. Do you remember Crusher Priest for a while that was played? That ran like one Stormwind Knight and one Gnomeregan Infantry, and like it charged you. It was like
Oh wow.
top 10 legend priest that killed you with Inner Fire, and I think you could come up with something that works with
Mm.
Confuse in like top 200 legend. But to say that it would be like tournament viable, the surprise factor might work, but as long as Conquest is a thing, that's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, Confuse, as cool as or fun the card can be, I don't know. Like, it's
Yeah.
like there's a lot of situational cards, but that's like one of the extremes. Like that's so highly situational. I don't know how you can set up their board in a way where you can actually like get good use out of it consistently.
Yeah, it works out. Like the thing is, most of the time, when you only have 1 minion to flip, why are you not playing Inner Fire or Crazed Alchemist?
Yeah,
So the
exactly.
question is always, well, when do I have 2 minions to flip? And the answer to that is very often not at all. So is that worth the risk? People treat it as like a bloodlust for Priest. They were like, oh yeah, if you get the board, then you can increase the attack of all your minions and win. But yeah, try to get a board on tempo with Priest more than your opponent without having to start playing stuff like Shadow Words. It's kind of hard to pull off. Now the
Yeah,
players are doing a test game to make sure that everything works out. They're ready to go in their first after this.
yeah, should be in a bit. So
Yeah.
both players were Cipher was playing Patrons too, yeah. So both players with Patron Warrior and Handlock.
Still no shift for no permanent shift from Lifecoach to Control Warrior, even after his presence in ATLC decided to go back to Patron. And honestly, I can't fault him. It makes a lot of sense.
Me neither. Alright, Cypher's gonna start out with his Hunter and Lifecoach with his Druid. Lifecoach's hand is looking quite solid, I have to say.
Yeah. Cypher's got a really good start though, because he's got pretty much a perfect curve going forward.
With the coin, he might be able to even coin out the Houndmaster on 3. Maybe either the Web Spinner or a Haunted Creeper will survive. There's a little bit of like the downside to using the Houndmaster or Haunted Creeper, because then it's a lot of value for the silence, because at the same time it silences the buff and the death rattle, but still like it's a huge tempo game.
So do you ever go
mulliganed
double
away?
Westminster? Sorry, what?
Lifecoach mulliganed away the Shade.
Yeah, he did. I guess he was looking for ramp, absolutely. He had the Darnassus, so it's kind of a...
Yeah. I think it was to go straight to 4 then, but I personally, I think I would have kept it, because there's a chance, first of all, that the Darnassus Aspirant will not survive, so you will have 3 mana on turn 3. And there was also a chance that he would pick up an Innervate, and in that case he could have went turn 1 Shade into turn 2 Aspirant. Some issues with the... Alright. Here we go. So the Aspirant is going to die here. I just feel like keeping the Shade would have been quite good. This is the turn. This would have been the perfect turn for the Shade.
Yeah, I think maybe what you're afraid of is to run into a freezing trap with the Shade. That's always a really big drawback.
I guess. But
I'm guessing that's probably the reasoning.
And then trigger the freezing with maybe Force of Nature. Because the 3 mana, if you get it down on turn 3, it's easily like 3 mana 6/6 or something.
What a crazy web spinner!
Wow, that's incredible.
Crazy web spinner! Wow, hello. That's not very useful.
No, I don't think Lifecoach has any Murlocs decked in.
Oh, what if it comes out of the shredder? What if there's a Murloc out of that shredder and the Murloc gets eaten up by the hungry crab?
That would be hilarious. How many 2 mana Murlocs are there? There's like the
Bluegill,
Puddle Stomper and Bluegill.
Yeah.
And
is there a 2 mana? Oh no, there's a Tide Hunter.
Tide Hunter, yeah, Tide Hunter.
Oh my god, there's 3 Murlocs. That's crazy.
Like, yeah, so likely.
Well, what if it happens and he ends up getting a 3/4 for 1 against Druid nonetheless?
Yeah, and like killing it too. Yeah.
That would be completely insane.
It would be, yeah.
You know what? I think Lifecoach is not gonna like what's gonna happen here.
It's gonna be the Houndmaster, and that 6 mana. It's not that great even if we had the Keeper of the Grove here, it wouldn't be that amazing. And it would be fine. Like Keeper of the Grove into a Wrath would be the dream, I guess. But using Keeper on that, it's still like okay. Well, then there's no Keeper for the high main. Just gonna play his own Shredder. What do you think of the chances? Like, do you feel like there's gonna be a Murloc coming?
Well, there could be if a quick shot comes out, and like the thing is, you could also just try to snowball out of position here, because you can just play the Powder Shredder and keep pushing.
Right.
Is there a reason like to play this cautiously if you're Cipher? Do you play it slowly and go quick shot, Mad Scientist, or do you just play Shredder and go 7 for the face and leave the Druid having to answer this?
I think you want to clear it, because otherwise the Shredder is gonna trade into the Spider, and then Swipe would be so good.
All right, so the fact that Swipe can be a threat is not something you want to do. All right, I can see that. Makes sense.
Yeah, because that's like that should be a consideration. So maybe something like a quick shot on that, and then hope that the minion can be cleared with the Clive Zuga.
It's a Murloc, doesn't matter. Oh my god!
What?
No!
What?
No!
Cipher!
No,
What?
Cipher! What did you just do?
Did you even play Hearthstone?
No!
What?
No, Cipher, no! No! I'm so sad right now. That is not right.
Imagine Lifecoach's face. Can you even imagine his face if that had been...
No!
No, Cipher.
I'm so
I know it's
sad.
a crappy minion, but it could have... You
It
wasted
actually
it.
was Murloc, and then he didn't kill it with... Oh, man!
Cipher, what have you done? You ruined this entire game. You know what? I'm out, Savits. I'll go. I'll come back later. Oh, Cipher, you ruined
Oh
everything.
God.
I can't get over this. That's it.
Well, that's yeah. To put it mildly, that's a misplay.
Yeah. Free +2/+2 on a web spinner.
That's to the face with the weapon, like.
Yeah. And now he lost it.
What's done is done.
Little hungry crab. I guess it wasn't so hungry after all.
No. Not hungry crab.
Starving crab, more like. Now he's dead.
Yeah. You might still win, but it feels wrong from after that. Like, I feel like he should not win after missing that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, Cipher, when he played up against Trump, I think, in the Vulcan Deck Masters, he finished second place, but there were a few misplays on the way up. Like, he played pretty well overall, but there were a few misplays like this that were just a lack of attention. Like, he played... Like, his game plans seemed to already be present, and so when RNG, like Unstable Portal, came into play and stuff like this, he didn't adapt to it on the fly as well. Like, he plays very solid when he knows what's going to happen, it seems. So he didn't consider that Hungry Crab could even be relevant.
Yeah.
Like, at what point is that even a thing? So, yeah.
It's such a rare situation that he didn't, like, realize to look for it, I guess. But it's still, like, I don't know.
When you're on the caster bench, you look for stuff like this. When you're on the player bench, you're not really looking.
We don't have to care about like the other stuff. We have the perfect information. We have both players' hands and stuff. So.
Yep.
Let's not be like too hard on him.
No, I'm not hard on Cipher. I think he just autopiloted.
Yeah.
In most cases, his play was like perfectly correct, in just about every time. So we'll see if Cipher. I mean, this 4/6 is a bit annoying. What is the trap that he got? I'm assuming it's going to be a freezing. I know he was playing snakes earlier, so it could just be a freezing trap or a snake trap.
Right.
Do you just play Lepernome, Pilot of Shredder, Hero Power? And if snakes come out, then you have a target for Houndmaster, or do you Houndmaster now?
I think you Houndmaster now. Like, he doesn't have any more beasts. So it's like the Houndmaster is going to be really difficult to use later. Oh.
So he's gonna go for the Houndmaster now, guaranteed that he's gonna be able to get the buff. Because assuming the creeper gets popped and a swipe comes out, then value is not guaranteed anymore.
Ooh, so he chose to attack with that.
Yeah, we have to assume it's a snake trap, unless he's trying to bluff Lifecoach.
Well, there is no swipe, so he's not gonna get punished for that. I mean, if he didn't attack, then it would have been weaker to the silence.
I think now the question is, even if Lifecoach is able somehow to get a foothold on the board, the only way he wins is if Dr. Boom and the 1/1s go full face.
Right.
That's pretty much it, and then he's able to go for a Force of Nature Savage War, because playing from behind here is almost impossible to recover.
He's in really bad shape. If he plays something like another Ancient of War, maybe he can like stabilize with that.
Yeah, great point.
Oh, snakes.
Yeah.
Always snakes.
Yeah, we saw Cipher play that a bit earlier.
Yeah, we did. I just forgot about it. Is that game?
That's never good.
It's close.
It's close to game if it's not game yet.
Yeah.
It's not quite game, but it's close to game.
Right.
A little bit off lethal. Not quite there yet, but he's close enough that, I mean, next turn he's almost guaranteed to get it, right? Like, nothing can kill Cipher. He's basically going through the motions. At this stage, when you've got such a big health lead as a hunter, if your opponent is under 15 and you've got the board, very often it's just a matter of making it last as long as you can to get those hero powers in.
And this is like, he still has like 2 kill commands left in the deck too, and if there's something, well, one quick shot once used, so he can't draw that, but like Eagle Horn Bow.
Yeah, there's a few cards that could have killed him right now. Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, There has to be like a Lore Walker Cho coming out of that one.
Lore Walker Cho, top deck, Ancient of Lore, heal up and win. Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's game.
Totem Golem, a little bit problematic for Lifecoach.
Yeah.
So that's going to be first game for Cipher. So 1-0 for Cipher.
Yeah.
Lifecoach, not looking too good right now. So 2 players. This is the winner's match, by the way, for those of you who might have been wondering. So these 2 players won their first match. This is their second one. Cipher is looking to win this.
I would normally say well done here, but I after that hungry crap, I don't want to.
Oh man, when casters can get salty, you've done something definitely wrong. Oh god. Alright, so we'll see if Lifecoach goes for the Druid again. Might try to queue it right away, because in a Conquest format, whatever you think's your weak spot, you just throw in there.
Yeah. We saw Lifecoach last time, in his last match, go Druid, lose with Druid, then go Druid again, lose with Druid, and then go Druid for the third time. Do you think he's gonna keep Druiding it up here?
I think he will only play what he thinks is worse overall, because it doesn't matter for him in which order. Lifecoach is known for saying it almost doesn't matter, unless it's like a preference thing, where he wants to play a certain deck.
It seems like he will mix it up a little bit here. And this is interesting, like, does he want to try to get like Jaraxxus or Mulliganis with the Void Color? I think you might want to try to get the Jaraxxus out. The Mulliganis is a bit weak to like Big Game Hunter, but he knows the Cipher is playing Handlock. What can a Handlock do to a 3/15?
Sacrificial Pact.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's not in there, but it's also not in there Siphon Soul. So I would kind of like to see him maybe give the Jaraxxus with the Void Color. But I'm not sure, like, it's definitely a...
the games can end very fast, though. That's one of the things with Handlock, is that sometimes the games last very, very long, and other times the game's over because one guy got hits in with Giants, right?
Right. Okay, here we go. So you get the Mulliganis. I mean, that's even bigger. Oh, but that's the Jaraxxus too. Alright, let's see. Tried to get rid of the Jaraxxus, but nope. I mean, Mulliganis trades better and stuff, but it's a bit weak to Big Game Hunter. But on the other hand, like, do you care about Big Game Hunter because
you're gonna have a target that's gonna be
like there's gonna be targets for it anyway.
It's one of those matchups. So let's see. So Cipher, I mean, both players have a pretty okay hand going forward here. I mean, Lifecoach playing a demon handlock as opposed to just a handlock. Does that give him an edge over his opponent, or is it even a drawback? What do you think? I don't know enough about a quote-unquote mirror match in this case to make an evaluation.
Sorry, you got cut off there a little bit.
Sorry, do you think demon handlock has an edge over handlock at all?
No, actually, no, no. I don't, but it's a bit weird. It comes down to a lot of like the draws and who gets the giants, and I think it's fairly even. I don't think you get any like meaningful advantage from playing the void colors really. I suppose you could say that there's not enough silences for 2 void colors and 2 drakes, and like the demon locks tend to be a bit more greedy, like in the sense that there's more threats, but yeah, I mean, I played a lot of the regular type of handbook, and I've been always doing fine against the demon version.
Alright, so the edge is not substantial enough to...
I don't think it's substantial, no. It might be a small one, but not that big.
Alright, so the if he goes for a Drake here, it's the usual weakness to Ironbeak Coil, but he's going to go for the Void Caller instead, guaranteeing him either a Mal'Ganis or Jaraxxus, depending on which one comes out once the Void Caller is dead. The upside by playing this is that he can actually trade it away almost guaranteed in any of the 4 drops that Cipher plays, whether it's a Giant or a Drake.
Right.
Just deal with it.
And if this gets silenced, it's like, okay, that's good, because there's a Drake coming up.
Yeah, isn't there a bit of a drawback, though, if a Giant comes out?
Yeah, it is. Like, it's the 3 damage from it is not that meaningful. Oh, Cipher chooses to go for the Drake first. I guess that's fine, because he knows that on turn 5 he can go tap into a Giant. So it's kind of efficient in that way.
Alright, what line of play does a Lifecoach want to take here? He could... I mean, he's playing the Giant next turn if he wants to, the Mountain. Does he ever choose to tap, call, like, Ancient Watcher to develop it to set up Defender? Or do you just try to take the initiative, Why countering the Drake with your own Drake?
What I'm the most interested in is if he wants to pull out the demon here or not. Because he could trade in to just get the Malganis or Jaraxxus on the board, but does he want to do that? I don't know. It's definitely interesting. He cannot play the Giant here. He can play the Drake. He could play the Drake or he could tap Watcher. He could look at either one of those things, and then also choose between like getting the demon or not getting it. But I think you pop the Void Color here. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe the Mulliganis and then...
Malganis would be pretty bad, to be honest. Like, it would be a pretty
like,
bad outcome, but
yeah,
ultimately
like
you're
Dark
still
Bomb.
possibly just swinging in because your Twilight Drake can carry you.
Yeah, I mean, if that happened, then the Drake with a Dark Bomb could trade for them. For
Yeah,
Mulliganis.
the Malganis.
Yeah.
And then I guess you do get the initiative, though, because you can play your Mountain Giant on your own terms after he
Right.
wastes 2 of his mana using the Dark Bomb. So I think there's a good argument to be made for the trade, just because you get the initiative back into a Giant, and that's going to be pretty sick if you already played a BGH on your Malganis, for instance. But yeah, I think you're right. Trading away the Void card might have been fine, but he chose another line of play, and I trust in Lifecoach.
Yeah. Alright, Cipher going with Giant here. Lifecoach did get the Jaraxxus here. I'm not sure which one would be better. I mean, that's pretty good. The Mulligan is probably would have traded for the Giant or something.
So Hellfire doesn't solve much, unfortunately for Lifecoach,
Not really, no.
and
If he had a
Threat of
mortal
Argus
coil,
doesn't
he could
either.
be-
Yeah, with Coil would be great, but I think he's
Yeah.
gonna have to tap to find something better, because this is not looking exactly stellar.
That's not helpful.
Well, I guess double trade into Drake is not awful. I mean, Draxus is on 11
it's
health.
decent.
Hellfire Coil is a big weakness.
Do you even play the Watcher here? Like, I don't feel like that Watcher accomplishes much. It only makes your Giant cost more. Like, is there any point in playing a Watcher?
That's a good question. Wait. I mean, you could go for Watcher Defender next turn. That would allow that development. So you have like 2 5/6s with Taunt.
Right.
And then you're protecting Jaraxxus, assuming it lives at all.
Yeah. I guess it might be okay.
Yeah, but getting the Giant out for 4 mana might be more impactful.
Because it's gonna go to 6 and then it's gonna go 5. So he can like tap into Giant still. Okay, I like not playing it. And so does Lifecoach. I just don't think it's useful at all. For now.
Alright, so Cipher can kill the Jaraxxus. It's not exactly difficult. And better yet, he can play another Giant on the back of that if he wants.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's not going to do it. He's just going to play Emperor because, hey,
Just
why
the
not
Emperor,
get
that's
9
also
coins?
very good.
Yep. Now Lifecoach won't like this at all. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. That's pretty rough. He could go like Giant and then Dark Bomb them. Dark Bomb and hit the Emperor with his Jaraxxus, but
That Shadow Flame is so powerful if it comes out.
well, it's not even necessary. Like he could just trade the already damaged Giant into the full HP Giant. That doesn't feel good when your opponent trades an 8/4 for your 8/8.
Yeah, and
So
all he's
maybe-
got left is a 3/6, so he can play anything you want at this stage.
Yeah.
Good point.
Oh, again, like if he had a Mortal Coil, this would be much easier.
It's crazy how powerful Mortal Coil is. You have to cut Mortal Coils in your handlock once to just realize how necessary it is. Like,
Yeah.
I've made the mistake of cutting the card a long time ago in handlock, and I was like, I can probably make do with something else. And I realized I can't. Like, there are too many good opportunities to use it with all this little 3 damage here, 3 damage there, finish off a minion. It's so flexible.
It's funny, like the same thing has happened to me. Like I tried cutting those, and then I end up every time. I tried multiple times to cut because you know Handlock is one of those decks that you have like 45 cards that you want to put in there. There's so many
Right.
good cards that would fit in there, and Mortal Coil is one of the places where I've tried to cut it, and I end up missing it. I'm like, oh, Mortal Coil would be so good here, and Mortal Coil would be so good here. I just end up missing them every time.
Yeah, it's
Every
always
single
too
time
good.
I'm like,
That's the problem.
Why do I not have them?
Alright, so it looks like Cipher's going to be able to take a pretty commanding board. Honestly, it's looking like he can dictate what ends up happening from here on out. Unless Lifecoach picks up a crazy swing card, which right now doesn't look to be the case.
Right. Oh wow, what a board.
Yeah. In board. Oh, that's a card for
Whoa.
Lifecoach. Definitely a card he was looking for. And Mal'Ganis could come out. Wow. All right, so Lifecoach still not quite out of it yet.
Right.
Might be able to call the shots from here on out if he picks up another big removal, because at this point you're still gonna have to deal with some of the later game of the Warlock. Because funny enough, you know, Drakes and Giants are your early game. It's kind of ridiculous to say that, but like there's follow-ups to that. Like there's a possible Ragnaros. You know, there's possibly Doctor Boom being played in that deck as a given. You know there's a Lotheb. Jaraxxus could be coming out later. So this BGH is temporary band-aid on the problem.
Yeah. But it's still pretty good.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Beast in sights. And also pulling out the Mal'Ganis here. Pretty good.
Should have life tapped after.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I can't imagine that there was a demon that he would rather have than that one. Maybe there was. Like, he wanted to keep the Mal'Ganis in his hand for some reason.
I don't know if there's any other demon in this deck, right? Because even Demon Headlock doesn't run Imgang Boss. Maybe he just really wants to lose health to enable Moltens.
Mm-hmm.
Because that could be why he got Mal'Ganis out after tapping. Maybe he found... Yeah, if he found a coil, his turn might have been very different. Because if you coil the 8-1, then you don't have to sacrifice the 3-4. And you can play a bit of a slower game.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
It's true.
Alright.
Here you go. Boom! So you're gonna leave up the Mal'Ganis? No
I don't
way.
think so.
And they have like, no! Like, what?
It's
No.
too good an opportunity to miss.
No way. Yeah. There's
Can't
the Dark
miss
Bomb.
that.
The BGH is gonna stay up, but how worried are you about that? Maybe a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's giving you a good health fire
yeah.
for Lifecoach, so Lifecoach is
Yeah.
pretty happy about this. It's giving him the opportunity to play like double Watcher if you want. Maybe just the single.
Yeah, I probably just wanna get the tap in. But yeah, it has to be a Hellfire. There's no way anything is better than Hellfire. He could have tapped first, because I think he's gonna tap anyway, but it doesn't really matter that much.
Oh, you can play Molten, because why not? He just took
Yeah.
7 damage. That's exactly... He
Wow.
needs to take 7 or 8. Ended up taking enough to tap and play his Molten. Wow, that's a crazy Boombot RNG.
Yeah.
Cypher's
Just
like,
perfect.
well played, man.
Oh my. Like
well
the boom, but
played.
this game would look so different if there was one less damage from the boom, but
Yeah, damage would have been 6 instead of 7 or 8, and Lifecoach's position would be a bit different. Although if it had been one more, double Molten could have come out. And now we would have seen a crazy
yeah,
score.
that would have been even crazier.
Yeah, 8 damage would have been insane for Lifecoach.
Like right now, this game is not even close to over yet. So
Yeah, you would think that somebody at 12 health would somehow mean that a game is over, but it's not remotely true.
yeah, like if you look at Lifecoach's hand, he doesn't have all that much like good stuff to be honest. Like what do you? Yeah, there's some giants. He can play more giants, but that's it. It's all threats. Every single card in his hand is a minion.
So, I mean, you're gonna have to trade into that 9/9. So if you do so, you have to play the Molten, the other Molten, or you play the Mountain. Because I don't mind Mountain into Defender.
Yeah, I
don't want to go for the Molten instead.
Yeah, there has to be the defender. What do you play with the defender? Now he can't.
No, he can't play the Mountain anymore. So he's committing to the Molten Giant, I guess.
Yeah. He could Watcher Molten defender. I guess that's the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you play.
Watcher
Yeah.
Defender. I like that.
So it's probably you want to taunt off the Watcher, otherwise it's useless. So you play the Molten, you buff the existing the Molten that's already on the board and the defender. The Watcher. Yeah.
I really like how these two players are playing it. They're presenting threats one after the other. You know, sometimes the games are a blowout, but these aren't. These are games that, for some reason, are going back and forth. Even though Cipher had a crazy lead, Lifecoach picked it up.
Yeah.
Sometime in the mid game, late game, the Boombot's RNG just equalizing the game a little bit for him. And right now, he's looking a little bit ahead Unless Cipher picks up a crazy Shadow Flame or a BKH.
Oh, what did you say?
Never mind. Never mind. Well, then again, he did draw almost like what
Yeah.
the 2/3 of his deck.
Yeah, he's like way over.
We're
Half
overdue,
of it.
right?
Yeah, so it's like not like he got it now. It was in a way he was unlucky that he didn't draw it earlier already.
Yeah, but now Cipher can swing the game back in his favor.
Just like that, with one beast in his sights. But what else do you play? I guess Molten is the biggest minion. Probably
So if you tap, you can actually you can play a 3-drop on top if you need to.
Yeah.
But is there even a 3-drop you want to play? Maybe the Watcher on top of this would be good.
Yeah, he could, but also like the Watcher doesn't do anything. I think just Molten would be fine.
Lifecoach looking for Shadow Flames. Maybe you don't even play the Molten because you want to negate the potential of a comeback.
Okay.
Now that he picked up the Owl, he can lock down the board and maybe push for lethal next turn.
Yeah, I actually like this. It's pretty good. Like getting that low tap effect seems valuable. So he knows that his board is gonna stick around.
Now Mountain Giant for Lifecoach is looking very appealing.
It is. But does he feel like he has to heal? Because he's down to 10 and he cannot clear this board. And at 10 HP, you don't feel too safe.
Yeah, let's assume he goes for Mountain Defender, he might be afraid of Molten Shadow Flame and then he's gone.
Yeah, like as much as you want to play the Mountain Giant, if you do it, you cannot play the heal bot. There would be 11 mana, and Lifecoach would get disqualified from the tournament because that's not okay.
Esports.
Yeah. Emperor.
This would have been a lot better a lot earlier, but it's a little bit late to try to get an Emperor value turn, so Lifecoach is going to have to hope that what he's got in his hand right now can save him. Maybe hoping for a Hail Mary heal bot to save him.
I think he might be dead.
He's going to taunt up as much as he can.
Yeah, but that Hellfire, I think that's going to be it. Hold on, yeah, that's lethal.
With the RB Cowl,
he can owl the Drake, attack the 2/3 into the 3/4, and the Big Game Hunter into the Watcher, then cast the Hellfire, so the all of stones will be cleared, and the Lotep is gonna deal the remaining 5 damage, so that is lethal.
Well, let's hope Cipher picks it up. Some people, sometimes you're in a tournament setting, you miss those obvious plays that you otherwise would always find.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the hungry crab of the handlock mirror match.
Oh man.
Let's hope.
I'm just hoping Cypher's sake that he... Oh, maybe he still has it with that, but...
Yeah, I think he's still gonna have it with his the owl and the owl and the coil guarantee lethal.
Yeah, it's still lethal. Phew. Ha! Got me scared.
Savich was like, "Don't you dare!" All right.
Nice.
So Cipher 2-0 over Lifecoach, who loses his fetish match, I guess, with the handlock. He's a very proficient handlock player, but he lost probably one that he felt comfortable going in. But you can't really do much about losing to an Emperor. You know, sometime in the mid game when that hits to your opponent's board, it gives them so much more flexibility. It's hard to contest with.
It sure does. I played a lot of that matchup, and it feels like whoever gets to play the Emperor first has a huge edge.
So there are no players at the moment, apparently. What happened there? Poor players. All right, so we've got a Warrior left on Cipher's side. We've got a Patron versus the entire lineup of Lifecoach. That's going to be rough. I mean, Patron has had a rough ride so far in the event.
It's true. But even then, Lifecoach has his own Patron left, so Cipher is in excellent shape. The handlock from Lifecoach is likely to pick up a match against Cipher. Against the Patrons, it's a favorable matchup for the handlock. But even then, like, Patron can always do Patron things. Patron can kill in one turn. So, yeah.
That's a great point. I think handlock, you know, when it initially, when Patron became popular, handlock was hailed as the counter. But it seems as though when time passed a little bit, people started figuring out how to play Patron against handlock in order to do better against it. And as a result, it's kind of evened out the matchup a bit, where instead of being like an 80-20 like it was initially, it's more like a 65-35 now in favor of the handlock.
Okay, fair enough.
I hope it's not the case, because I like handlock.
Lifecoach is gonna start with Druid. I wonder if he's like thinking that the Druid is his worst matchup, and we can save some time here if if he plays the one that he's he's less likely to win with, because that could be a life coach thing to do.
Is it the worst matchup though? Is Patron like is it worse than 50? Even with Darnassus Aspirant giving you a tiny bit more
I
consistency?
think so. No, because
Okay.
the aspirant dies to Fiery Vorax anyway. So I would say that this is the unfavorable. Like Handlock is the favorable matchup. Patron Mirror obviously that's even, and this is like unfavorable. So yeah, and his draw is also like really bad.
Yeah, what do you
But
do with Evil Heckler, actually? Wait, I'm trying to figure out what the Evil Heckler is for. It's got to have a purpose, like a very specific purpose. You know, I mentioned earlier, like it deals with Loathebs, it picks up Sludge Belchers, it kills Emperor Thorson. But is there anything it's really dealing with that's like faster than itself?
I have no idea, to be honest. It's just I guess it trades well with some of the.
Cipher doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, what is that card? Do I really have to face tank 5?
I mean, where's
Maybe
the
that's
problem?
what Lifecoach is doing. He's like, well, I'm playing 4 mana and I'm dealing 5 to their face. Patrons are
Yeah.
going to be face tanking a lot.
I mean, it's a taunt. I guess it's like the Heckler has more stats than something like Senjin. Even though it can be argued that toughness is the more important stats in a taunt, but it does have 9 stats over the 8 of Senjin.
Wow,
And don't-
Cipher goes for the
Yeah.
cool task instead of trading with the Armor Smith.
Yeah,
What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
I think that's a good play. I mean, I think that it had to be either slam into Fire Vorax or the Fire Vorax into the Cruel Taskmaster. The Armor Smith should be worth more than that.
All right.
Because he could potentially pick up something like the Battle Rage, and then having that extra minion, getting that extra draw, most likely quite easily. It's worth quite a bit.
Yeah, it makes sense. So Cypher's got his War Axe already developed. Could slam here to try to get more card draw and pick up possibly a Battle Rage. That would be a
Yes.
big deal.
That's the and
Well-
there it is. That's the perfect card for Cipher. He has even the nice mana for it, so he can Whirlwind and Battle Rage for 3 cards.
2 mana, draw 3 cards. Looks
Ah.
about right.
Pretty good.
Oh, a coin! No, never mind, it's dead.
It's gonna get killed by the Fireworks. Lifecoach with the Emperor coming up and the double combo in his hand already.
Yeah,
but-
we were laughing about the odds that Druid beats this, but if Burst comes out,
Oh,
and
man.
it probably will, then Lifecoach could still be in this.
Yeah, I mean, that's 22 damage for 9 mana.
And
It's-
there's a
it's
good
kinda
chance
crazy.
Cypher's comfortable face tanking.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's coming. He saw the slow start from Lifecoach, so he should know that there's like this chance that Lifecoach does have a lot of that combo stuff. But still, like, oh wow, we see him face tank 5 here.
Uh-oh. All Lifecoach has to do is bide his time. Well,
Yeah.
sort of. Do you sound
Kinda.
off the Armor Smith? And play the Powder Shredder?
Not bad. I
Oh,
kind of like
man.
that. It's like between swipe. No, yeah. I don't think it needs a draw. I don't understand the drawing here. I think that just getting those 2 minions might be better, unless he's worried about like some kind of.
He seems to be wondering about the meaning of life right now, so there's definitely consideration for just trying to get the warrior to stay low on armor and getting the combo to hit him for 22, or trying to get some more card draw to play the longer game. But I think playing 2 minions still plays a longer game while giving you the ability to...
Yeah. I think
to
you
get
want
a
to
combo.
silence that because he has the double combo, and playing the Shredder that really baits the warrior player into taking another 4. Because it's so unlikely that the warrior will use the weapon. The Cipher will use the weapon on the Shredder. So that's 4 to face right there, and it's still gonna pop a Millhouse, I'm sure.
Gonna pop a Whirling Zap-O-Matic that he won't be able to handle somehow.
Yeah. Wee.
So another Armor Smith could fall down here.
Yeah.
No OTK coming from Cipher just yet. Lifecoach still has a chance.
Cipher needs to be really careful here. He doesn't know how big of a danger he is at. It looks like everything is going his way, but Lifecoach does have that crazy combo. Does play the Armor Smith. Good for him. Drawing another 3 cards.
For a
97.
casual 2 mana.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
it's a pretty good deal.
So still Still doesn't have the whirlwind to just go crazy on the patrons. Now he's probably gonna. He's definitely considering killing the shredder, right?
Yeah.
You can't possibly not want to do that right now. Might maybe even play Death's Bite to get the whirlwind effect next turn.
Ooh.
Innervate would be lethal for Lifecoach.
Yeah, it would. Has he
Oh
played?
man, he hasn't drawn one yet.
No.
Lifecoach, you got a chance. Lifecoach, this is your time to shine. Show us who's good at this game.
Oh.
Well,
That's a bummer.
your
But he's
RNG.
he's still in fine shape. I mean, he can kill off the last armor smith. He knows that there's no taunts in the warrior. The only thing that's a bit scary is if the warrior was to kill him next turn, because
Yeah.
he can basically set up like a certain kill for next turn with the double combo.
So okay, so what if you just play like you kill the armor smith with a 4/3 and you play Druid
Yeah.
of Claws as a
Phase.
charge face minion?
Yeah.
Because the warrior like will be trying to scramble to kill you right away, right? But without armor
Yeah.
smiths around, he won't be able to armor up anymore unless he's got a shield block. You should be able to push for damage, big enough that it's gonna kill him.
Right.
Now the question is, are you dead to a frauding turn if you put another minion on this board? If so, do you panic, Ancient of Lore yourself? Like, what is the play?
No, I think you charge regardless, but then the decision is like whether you swipe face or whether you swipe the 2/2.
Okay.
Like, do you swipe a minion or do you swipe face?
I'd swipe face, honestly, with a hand
Yeah,
like
me
this.
too. It doesn't look that scary.
Yeah. No armor smiths. Like, Cipher is probably wondering what the hell's going on right now.
Yeah.
Does he have lethal, though? I didn't calculate. He's got 3 plus the frauding. No, he's got 1 whirlwind effect and an inner rage. He can't play the patrons if he plays frauding, so he's looking like lethal comes down next turn.
Yeah, he seems dead.
He looks pretty dead to me.
I mean, he can play a taunt in form of like the unstable ghoul, but that's not enough to stop it. Because the face will hit it for 4. And then the 3 ends are gonna be 18, so even with armor up, if he stays at 18 and gets a taunt, it's still not enough.
This tastes like justice. I'm not even playing the game, and it tastes like justice right now.
Wait, is this somehow lethal?
I think the ghoul might enable it. That's why I ask. I think maybe the inner rage with the ghoul is enough to kill the opponent. Because that's 2 whirlwind effects on a 7 minion board.
7 means so it's 7, and then 6.
Oh, is he gonna rope? No, no way. No way he ropes. He's making trades.
Oh,
1 damage
no.
lost from the armor smith.
I think he lost some damage there.
No, he lost 1, and then he made 2 on the frauding, so it's overall a bit better. It's exactly lethal.
Oh, it
1
is
over
enough.
lethal, actually. Cipher
Good.
picks up the
Yeah.
game, so never mind. It
was
doesn't
lethal, yeah,
smell like justice. Cipher went all in 3-0 over Lifecoach. He's just, headbanging. I guess he's pretty happy about the win. So congratulations to Cipher. You've made it
Yeah.
out of today. 2 wins in 1 day. Pretty convincing performance from the Fate 2 Karma player.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see him in Phase 2, I guess.
Well done. That was like, wow. How did I miss the lethal? Yeah. But so much burst.
Mathematics.
I wonder, like, if he swiped the minion, I think he would have won actually. Like Lifecoach, if he chose to go for the swipe on the 2/2, because he would take 2 less from that one, and
You're
also
right.
it would not be there for the whirlwind effects anymore.
Yeah, actually, if he had swiped that minion, he would have won.
I think Cipher might have
absolutely
been
right.
Cipher might have been like 1 off or so.
He
if
would have
swiped
been. He
minion.
would have been maybe even 3 off because he lost the damage from the gnomish and 1 from the whirlwind effect. Even 3. Like he lost 2 from the ghoul blowing up as well. So yeah, overall, I
Yeah.
think Lifecoach would have won if he'd swiped the other minion. But I can't fault him for doing what he did.
Yeah. It's like
I would have probably done the same.
Yeah. Because he knew that both armor smiths were gone, but if he swipes the minion and the warrior has a shield block, I think it's
Right.
possible that with a shield block, the warrior would have healed back from like out of range basically, and with no Emperor played from Cipher yet, I can't really blame Lifecoach for that.
Yeah. So we'll see if Lifecoach can make it out of the losers match a bit later. We'll have Lostov versus Zalay next, and then whoever wins that match will be moving on to face off against Lifecoach, who made it already through 2 matches. He won the first one, lost the second one, could win the third one to move on to the next phase. So there's still a chance for Lifecoach. He's not quite out of it yet. But before we cast Lostov versus Zalay, we'll be taking a short break. So yeah. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. You guys have a nice one. Do not go anywhere.